Hello everyone. So in Mmpc016 unit number 1, we already learned about the importance, benefits of international business. So now it is the challenges in international business. As we know, there are so many benefits are there. What is the importance? Now exactly what are the challenges? Okay. So as compared to domestic trade, foreign trade faces some peculiar, unique difficulties, right? So the first one, the distance and high cost of transport. International trade is normally carried over a long distance between the place of manufacture and place of consumption, right? The transport cost may be huge, and hence distance plays a major role in decision making. Second, time lag ड्यू टू द एवर फैक्टर, बिकॉज ट्रांसपोर्ट है, हाई कॉस्ट है, कभी डिस्टेंस है, कभी रोड ख़राब है, बहुत सारे इश्यूज होते हैं. ड्यू टू द एवर फैक्टर इट टेक्स मच मोर टाइम टू एग्जीक्यूट एन ऑर्डर. इट मे टेक सेवरल मंथ्स टू रियलाइज द मनी आफ्टर द रिसिप्ट ऑफ एन ऑर्डर एंड डिस्पैच ऑफ गुड्स. बिकॉज इन कार्गो कभी कभी डैमेज हो जाता है, आप कार्गो से भेज रहे हैं, कभी वो डैमेज में आ गया, फिर आपको रिफ़ंड करना है, फिर आपको फिर दोबारा से भेजना है वही प्रोडक्ट. किस टेम्परेचर में आप उस चीज़ को रख रहे हैं, आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है, जो मटेरियल है, आपका एसी कंटेनर है, फिर आप उसको भेज रहे हैं, लिक्विड फॉर्म में है, तो अगर वो ख़राब हो गया या कुछ लीकेज हो गया, देयर सो मेनी फैक्टर्स आर देयर. The third one, language, customs and laws. Every country has different social, culture and legal practices. These differences can create a hindrance in the smooth flow of international trade. आपने वहाँ से भेज दिया, अब आपका तो प्रॉब्लम ख़त्म किया, आपने भेज दिया. अभी जहाँ पहुँचना है वहाँ का लैंग्वेज क्या है, वहाँ की चीज़ें क्या है, वहाँ का लीगल प्रैक्टिस क्या है, कल्चरल क्या है, सोशल क्या है, आपको वो सब जानना पड़ेगा. जैसे अगर मान लो अगर आप पड़ोसी मुल्क की ही बात करें, गल्फ़ कंट्रीज़ की ही बात करें, तो वहाँ लोग अरबिक जानते हैं. तो अगर आप ट्रेडिंग कर रहे हैं वैसी कंट्री में और अगर आपको अरबिक पता है, तो इट इज़ अ ग्रेट एडवांटेज. ओके. सो अगर आपको लैंग्वेज कहीं का पता है, कहीं पे आप काम करने जा रहे हो, आप अगर उठ के दिल्ली से उठ के अगर आप जा रहे हो साउथ में काम करने के लिए और आपको साउथ का लैंग्वेज नहीं पता है, तो आपको बहुत प्रॉब्लम आएगी. बट इफ़ यू नो मलयालम, तमिल, अगर आपको पता है तो वो चीज़ें आसान हो जाती हैं. ठीक वैसे ही इन इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस, अगर आप कंट्री के बाहर जाते हैं, आपको इंग्लिश नहीं पता है, आप गल्फ़ कंट्रीज़ में जा रहे हैं, अगर आपको अरबिक पता है, तो आपके साथ वो प्लस पॉइंट है आपके लिए, क्योंकि उसका एडवांटेज आपको तुरंत मिलता है. The next one is currency and measurement. Every country has its own currency which is subject to fluctuations in exchange rate. कभी आप सुनते होंगे डॉलर का रेट ये हो गया, कभी दिरहम का रेट ये हो गया, कभी इसका रेट ये, कभी भी करेंसी फ्लक्चुएट करती रहती है उसके एक्सचेंज रेट के हिसाब से. तो ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम होती है. कभी आपको उसके लिए किसी चीज़ के लिए आपको 1 लाख रुपए देने हैं, तो अगर वो रेट आपका मनी का रेट घट गया है, तो आपको वो पैसे हो सकता है 1,10,000 देने पड़ जाए, 1,05,000 देने पड़ जाए. तो ये जो फ्लक्चुएशंस होते रहते हैं ना करेंसी में, तो इसके मेजरमेंट में ये प्रॉब्लम आती है. तो दिस फ्लक्चुएशन मस्ट बी प्रॉपरली अंडरस्टूड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द करेंसी इन द डोमेस्टिक मार्केट. फर्दर द सिस्टम of weights and measurement followed in foreign country may be quite different than the one in the domestic market. The next one is government control, regulation and taxes. Every government sets its own rules and regulations for import of goods and services. अब जो हमारे कंट्री में बनेगा वही कंट्री का रूल तो गल्फ़ कंट्रीज़ नहीं मानेगी ना, बांग्लादेश तो नहीं मानेगा. तो अपने हर कंट्री का रूल अपना अलग होता है, उसके टैक्सेस अलग होते हैं, उसके रेगुलेशंस अलग होते हैं. Risk and uncertainty. Because of all these difficulties mentioned above, export-import trade is full of risk and uncertainty and hence need specialized knowledge. इसलिए अगर आप करना चाह रहे हैं तो आपको ये सब चीज़ों की बातें को ध्यान में रख के फिर आप कुछ ये इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस की ओर बढ़ सकते हैं. बट ये रिस्क और अनसर्टेनिटी ये रहेगा ही. ये तो ऐसे भी किसी भी बिज़नेस में आप चाहते हैं तो करते, बट एक्सपोर्ट इम्पोर्ट के मामले में तो बिल्कुल भी है. Then the most important question in this unit, why do firms go international? There are various methods of entering foreign markets, from the simplest and least costly to one which is complex and risky and requires a great deal of commitment involving foreign direct investment. The various strategies for entry into foreign markets are explained in Unit 7. तो हम लोग वहाँ पे देखेंगे इसको और भी अच्छे से. The basic question, however, still remains: why do firms want to internationalize their operations? Why do they hope to achieve by going international? आखिर कुछ तो कारण होगा ना. This section offers some answers by considering the key elements of the internationalization process, which describe the sequence in which a firm evolves from a domestic organization serving a relatively homogeneous home market to becoming an active exporter and then an international corporation serving a large number of diverse multinational and cultural markets. A firm seeking to enter into foreign markets may do so through one or more of the following mechanism or arrangement. First one is exporting, then licensing. As it's first we'll go through the exporting. As its most risk averse phase, a firm decides to enter foreign markets through licensing arrangement with a local market party. The firm is willing to accept the risk of servicing foreign markets through exports. This means exposing oneself to the risk of transit, non-payment, currency fluctuations, among others. The firm discovers that to consolidate and expand the gains of export business, it must invest on the creation of a marketing setup in the foreign market. What is licensing? When a company is unwilling to take any risk for the sake of international business, it sometimes opts for licensing as the mode of entry. Licensing is, simply put, nothing but entering into a contract to allow other firm to use an intellectual property such as patent or a trademark. This definition clearly brings out the fact that as an entry mode, this option is not available to all firms, right? कहीं पे भी लाइसेंस का सिस्टम है. अगर गाड़ी ही चलानी है हमें तो लाइसेंस है तभी गाड़ी चला सकते हैं, हर कोई नहीं चला सकता. ठीक वैसे ही किसी भी कंपनी में वो लोग ऐसा लगाते हैं, एक एंट्री के लिए एक मोड ही लगा देते हैं कि हाँ भाई आपके पास ये लाइसेंस होना चाहिए. फिर उसके थ्रू आपके पास बहुत सारी चीज़ें उसके अंदर से लगी होती हैं आपके ऊपर. फिर आप उससे आपका डिसाइड हो जाता है कि आप वो कर पाओगे या नहीं कर पाओगे, आप एलिजिबल हो या नहीं हो. Under a licensing agreement, the holder of the knowledge transfers the same to the buyer for his use against the payment of a fixed amount, which can either be a one-time lump sum payment or a percentage of sales or a combination of the two. Licensing arrangements suffer from several disadvantages from the standpoint of the licensor. सबसे पहला क्या है? The licensor does not have any management control over the license and is therefore unable to control either the quality or price. Second क्या है? Licensing is extremely limited in its scope. The licensor cannot have a share of the returns from the manufacturing and marketing operations of the licensee. Third one is the life of the successful licensing arrangement is normally short, as the licensee may develop his own manufacturing capability within a reasonable short period. The next one is franchising. A similar method of entry is franchising, which is globally very common in the food, soft drinks, and fast food business. Franchising is a form of marketing under which the parent company allows the franchisees to use its methods, symbols, trademarks, and architecture. The contract will specify the place of operation of the franchisee and the period for which the arrangement will remain valid. The basic advantage of this entry method is akin to that of licensing. The upfront expenditure is minimal while the return can be substantial. The disadvantage lies in the fact that unless strict monitoring is done, franchisees may default on quality and delivery, thus affecting the reputation of the principal. The next one is international joint venture. It involves creation of a separate legal entity by an association of two or more firms. Normally क्या होता है, one of the partners will be a local firm, though it is not necessarily so. The choice of this entry method is dictated by several important considerations. First, it reduces the cost of entry because the equity will be divided between the partners or among the partners. Second, having a local partner can reduce the political risk. Third, the local partner is expected to have a good grasp of local operating conditions and therefore can be of great help to the foreign firm which is unaware of these details. The next one is subsidiaries and executions. Wholly owned subsidiaries have been the preferred entry mode for large enterprises. The advantage of complete ownership are avoidance of conflict of interest, as may happen in the case of joint ventures, and fullest exploitation of the market potential in terms of both manufacturing and marketing. The industrialization process is initiated for many different reasons. It is not simply a matter of wishing to go international and achieving success over a short period. The process of industrialization requires the following 5 basic ingredients if the firm has to be successful: a well developed and clearly articulated mission, which reflects a serious commitment to international business activity. The second, the ability of the firm to identify and adjust rapidly to consumer needs and opportunities in international markets using products which clearly reflect the firm's competitive advantage. Third one is the ability to understand consumer behavior कि different culture में कैसे है उसको evaluate कर सके. The ability to develop and maintain high quality products which can withstand competition from the nearest rivals in domestic as well as overseas market. And program of serious and effective business research to identify international markets and their requirements. So, within the context of these ingredients for success in the industrialization process, it would be useful to consider the dichotomy between a reactive firm and a proactive firm. A reactive firm is a passive firm. It follows rather than leads, responds to opportunities rather than actively seeking them. It avoids risk rather than taking risk. It is content with the status quo rather than actively seeking ways to change it. It is inward rather than forward looking and is more concerned with the present rather than with the future, which requires planning and investing. The industrialization process demonstrates a proactive firm as it's at its best. In some instances, much of the firm's FDI activity may be a reactive response to competitors' moves, basically a defensive strategy to discourage entry of new firms into the industry, to increase market concentration, or to undertake mergers and executions in order to deny rivals access to valuable assets. It has been seen from the discussion so far that the firm uses its firm specific intangible assets to enter foreign markets. Its products and brand name developed over many years need to be fully exploited if the firm is not only to recover its initial research and development costs but also earn sufficient profits to satisfy its shareholders and fund future investment. So, the profit motive is the most compelling proactive motive. एंड ऑफ द डे आप इन बिजनेस करते हैं, प्रॉफिट ही एक मोटिव होता है ना, द लास्ट मोटिव. So the major reasons why firms go international are to look for new market की खोज में फर्म्स जो है वो इंटरनेशनल जाती है. फिर टू एक्सपैंड मार्केट फॉर देयर प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज, टू सर्कमवेंट इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड बैरियर्स. बहुत अपने यहाँ पे बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं तो आप दूसरे कंट्री में देख रहे हैं कि अगर नहीं है तो भी आप जाते हैं. फैक्टर इंडोवमेंट, to reap benefits of economies of scale, to follow competition, to take advantage of government incentives, to protect the domestic market. These all things are because why our firms are going international, or why we want to go to do business internationally. Okay, so just you listen once this one, एंड बिकॉज नाउ हमारे पास उतना टाइम नहीं है तो आप सिर्फ इसको सुन ले कम से कम एक बार, और आप एग्ज़ाम अगर आपके पास टाइम नहीं है उतना गो थ्रू करने का, पूरा रीड करने का, देन यू कैन अटेम्प्ट द एग्ज़ाम. थैंक यू सो मच.